If you've ever been forced to ditch gear because you were too heavy, maybe you limped out of a raid because you were carrying 100 kilos of loot, or perhaps you needed a sudden boost of HP during a firefight to secure the win, then you should know that Stims and Tarkov are much more than just a part of the terror group lore. They are part of what separates the Chads from the Scavs. Welcome back to Tarkov University. I'm Ghost, and today we're breaking down Stimulants. We are going to cover what they do, when to use them, which ones you really want in your injector case, and which ones you can pass on. Whether you're new to Tarkov, returning after a wipe, or just trying to up your metagame, this guide will help you make smarter choices with your injectables and win more gunfights. Let's get into it. In Tarkov, Stims are your edge. They can boost strength, stamina, perception, stop all current or incoming bleeds, allow you to haul extra loot, recover health faster, or even let you sprint to extract with 80 kilos on your back. Using the right stim at the right moment can shift a fight from I'm definitely going to die to I'm definitely going to extract. Understanding what each injector does and its side effects is key to survival and profitability. Let's quickly cover the core mechanics that you need to know. Each injector has a delay or time between its use and the full effect. All of the stims will give you buffs to your base stats, such as strength, endurance, stamina recovery. And they also come with debuffs, which can include slower energy or hydration recovery, or perhaps increased damage taken. It's important to understand the cons associated with any stim you're looking to use. That way, there are no surprises. Some stim effects will work instantly, such as removing bleeds or immediately increasing your carry capacity. And some have lingering durations that will last for minutes. A key item that you want to add to your kit is an injector case. This can hold 9 stims and be placed inside your secure container. This case is essentially mandatory when you begin adding stims to your kit. The best time to use a stim often isn't at the start of the raid, but when you need the effect, such as pre-boss, pre-fight, or when you're trying to make it to an exit with a heavy loot haul. Keep these mechanics in mind while I walk you through each stim. Before we get into that, I'm going to give you 2 examples of when you would use a stim at the start of the raid. If you spawn into factory and want to get right into the PvP without worrying about getting lagged or slowed down, pop a Propital. If you spawn on Shoreline or Reserve, maybe Streets of Tarkov, and you want to be the first to get to the rare loot, pop an SJ6. Alright, it's time. Now we're going to break down every documented injector as of the current patch. I'm going to list the name, the effects, the major debuffs if there are any, and a short usage note. There are a whopping 22 stims in Tarkov, so for your sake, I'm going to divide these into 2 groups. The first group will contain all of the stims I recommend you just sell because they are outclassed by another variant in my opinion. The second group will contain all of the stims I believe to be the meta and that you should look to use if you have the rubles to spare. I understand that whether a stim is valuable for use or should be sold can be considered subjective. So if you like using any of the stims I don't, let me know what you use them for and why in the comments. I'm always looking to learn and appreciate different points of view. If you'd like to take a screenshot of this quick reference guide before we get into it, now's the time to do so. On the left are all the stims that I recommend you sell. On the right are all the stims I recommend you keep. Anyways, let's go. Morphine removes concussion and pain effects as well as serving as a painkiller for 5 minutes. You will lose a small amount of energy and hydration from using this. Sell your morphines as they're outclassed by Propital. L1 stims remove pain and act as a painkiller. There are decent but not notable buffs to endurance, strength, and stamina. Debuffs to L1s include reduced energy and hydration recovery for 60 seconds after use. Sell your L1s as they're outclassed by 3BTG, SJ6, Meldonin, and Propital. Tramadol removes pain and acts as a painkiller. There are decent but not notable buffs to your endurance, strength, attention, stress resistance, stamina, and stamina recovery rate. Sell Tramadol as it's outclassed by 3BTG, SJ6, Meldonin, and Propital. Adrenaline removes concussion and pain effects as well as serving as a painkiller for a minute. Increases to strength and endurance are minor, as well as the debuffs after the stim wears off. Sell your adrenaline because it's outclassed by better stims. Perfotorin removes and prevents poison, as well as offering slightly increased health regeneration, and it will stop and prevent bleeds. Due to the price of this stim and how rare it is to actually get poisoned, I recommend you simply sell your perfotorins and use Zagustin or AHF1-M stims if you want to stop your bleeds. PNB increases strength and health regen, but has some punishing penalties for use. These include a decrease in your health and vitality skills, as well as some tremors. Sell your PNBs as they're outclassed by other stims. P22 is a fantastic stim as it increases your stress resistance, health, and vitality all by 30. However, these buffs only last a very short time of 60 seconds. In my opinion, this is advertised as a stim to use in fights, but the buffs just simply don't last long enough to be worth it. Sell your P22s. The SJ1 stim will increase your endurance, strength, and stress resistance by 20 points each for 180 seconds. These are all decent buffs, but at the end of the day, the benefits with this stim are split. Half of these are for sprinting and movement, and the other half is for combat. In my opinion, a stim is better when it's focused on one specific use, like strength, stopping bleeds, or combat. Sell your SJ1s as they're outclassed by more focused stims. 2A2 BTG will slightly increase your attention, perception, and weight limit for 900 seconds. Although this is a long time, the boosts are not as good as the 3 BTG. Sell this stim. Abdolbos is known as the Chaos Stim. It could make you godlike, or it could make you a very easy kill. This stim is a fun one as every skill or debuff has a 25% chance to activate. Use this stim for a bit of fun if you'd like, but otherwise just sell them. The SJ9 stim will lower your body temperature, which as of this point is only really useful if the opponent's using a thermal. Due to the effects of this stim being hyper-specific for something that's not really relevant, sell your SJ9s. The SJ12 is similar to the SJ9 in that it will lower your body temperature, but apart from that, it's not really helpful for most things you're going to encounter in the game. Sell your SJ12s. This one is going to be controversial. Zagustin removes and prevents bleeds for 180 seconds, but it comes with some pretty tasty downsides. Your metabolism will take a hit, and you'll experience some hand tremors for 40 seconds. I'm going to put this one in the border. It's a solid bleed stopper, but personally I sell these stims as they're outclassed by the AHF1-M. Now let's talk about the stims I recommend you keep. Propital removes concussion and pain effects as well as serves as a painkiller for 4 minutes. This makes Propital the best painkiller stim as you will also receive significant benefits to your metabolism, health, vitality, and health regeneration. This can keep you alive in tough situations. Beware you'll experience minor tremors and tunnel vision for 30 seconds after use. ETG Regenerative Stim is a godsend. If you are very low on health, this stim can be used to refill each limb's health pool faster than healing them individually, as well as keep you alive in a fight as it essentially gives you more health and staying power than any opponent. Use these stims after fights if you're barely clinging to life, or if you're in the middle and you know you're going to win the engagement if you get a second wind. The XTG-12 is an antidote stim that will remove and prevent poison from killing you in the game. Only keep one of these on you if you think there's a chance you're going to run into some cultists. The AHF1-M will stop and prevent new bleeds for 60 seconds. The cons to this stim are minor. In my opinion, it's the best stim if you're looking for one to counter current or potential bleeds. Meldonin is one of the best stims in the game. It will increase your strength, endurance, and stamina recovery rate by such a huge degree, and the benefits will last 900 seconds. The cons are negligible. Keep your Meldonins and add them to your kit. SJ6 is the OG king of movement stim. As a standalone stim, it offers plus 30 to stamina and a solid increase in stamina recovery for up to 240 seconds. There are tremors and tunnel vision associated with the stim, but usually when you use it, you're not looking to fight anyways. This stim is mostly used as a way to reach the high tier loot locations first or to reach the extract. Add an SJ6 to your sim case. The 3BTG is known as the looting stim. It boasts a sizable boost to your attention, perception, and strength skills, with an additional boost to stamina recovery for 240 seconds. There is a slight tremor that will set in after that, but by then you will have whatever loot you're after. Now, Abdolbos 2 is a proper nod to Resident Evil. This stim offers bonuses to your endurance, strength, attention, and perception skills. Use this if you want to become a tank in a fight. And lastly, everyone should have a mule stim in their injector case. The mule stim will increase your weight limit by 50% for 900 seconds. That is more than enough time to make it to any extract in the game. If you are too thick, literally bursting with loot and having to move at a crawling pace, pop your mule stim and you'll move like normal again. The mule stim is one of the top 3 most beneficial items in the entire game. Here's how I recommend you think about your injector case loadout. You get 9 slots. Do not try to bring every stim. Choose 5 to 6 max and leave the remaining slots open for any injectors you find in the raid. An example loadout would look like 1 Propital, 1 SJ6, 1 AHF1-M or Zagustin, 1 Mule, and the rest is all open for loot. If you know you're going to be doing a loot run, maybe add a Meldonin or another SJ6. Well, that was a lot, but that wraps up today's lesson from Tarkov University on Stimulants. If this guide helped you understand injector mechanics and pick better stims, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Our next video will be an in-depth guide into customs. It's going to include absolutely everything you need to know about that map, from spawns and extracts to where the high tier loot is. You're not going to want to miss it. Until next time, I'm Ghost, and I'll see you in the next raid.